My object is an inner city struggle shirt, a nonprofit that I work at that advocates for students in the East Side. The shirt represents the fight, the struggle, and the barriers I strive to overcome as a Chicana for my community. When I was a young child, I never felt American. I was too Mexican. I just didn't fit the American cliche. Then, when I went to Mexico, I felt too American and not Mexican enough. I felt offended when I was called a gringa in Mexico, and I was hurt when I was treated like an outsider in my home country. Then I discovered that many of my peers felt the same way. It was a shared notion amongst the Chicano community. My Chicana history goes back to the Pachucos of 1940. When the Mexican-American zoot suiters were criminalized by the police and villainized by the public. They were attacked, beaten, and killed, but even this did not silence them. They fought back, and for this will remain a symbol of resistance for my people. They paved the way for the Chicano blowouts of 1968. Where Mexican-American organizers and activists protested the corrupt school system that was LAUSD at the time. School conditions were drastically unequal for Chicano communities, and they were tired of the injustices that kept them oppressed, so they went out into the streets and demanded that their education be taken seriously. They paved the way for Chicano activists. Thanks to them, now students have a say in the board members' decisions. 2 years ago, I was able to speak in front of the board members regarding policies that fed Black and brown students to the school-to-prison pipeline. Last year, I was one of the 2 students that was part of the task force that was making a policy to replace random searches, a policy that historically has criminalized Chicano youth. Over the summer, we had another big win by defunding LASPD by 35%. With nonprofits like Inner City Struggle, I've been able to voice my opinion. Knowing my history has empowered me to fight for my community. Now I know I am American. I'm entitled to the American ideal of democracy, rights, liberty, opportunity, and equality. And now I know I am Mexican, and I'm so lucky to be. It's reflected in mi lenguaje, mis ojos, mi piel, my culture. On my American birth certificate, I'm Zuri Ariola. On my Mexican birth certificate, I'm Zuri Ariola Gonzalez de Betsy, a Nahuatl last name. And in East Los Angeles, I'm Zuri Ariola, a Chicana.